There's a few baits out there that when I see them or even hear their name mentioned, I think about my childhood. I think about going through my dad's tackle box, looking at the lures, the smell of it, man's jelly worm mixed with Uncle Josh pork frogs, Berkeley power bait, just brings me back to my childhood. And some of those baits, unfortunately, have gotten a bad rap. They've become a joke, but they're fish catching tools, and they've been around for almost 100 years. And that's what I want to do today. I want to show you that the Hula Popper can still catch fish. Oh, I probably shouldn't put one there, but it looks too good. Come on, a little eddy. Bait's just sitting in it. Yowzers, there should have been one there. Golly. Get up out of there. That's a good one too. I don't know if we're gonna get him around that. Might have to go. Come on. That's a nice one. He's got that thing down too. Come here. All right. He wanted that guy. That Hula Popper in his mouth. That's probably a, I don't know, 3.5 pounder. God, these new Hula Popper hooks are really sharp too on this new version. That is a nice smallmouth right there, guys. Good chunky fish. I love river fish. This is what I would do every day if I could. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Hula Popper, guys. So the Hula Popper's been around, I don't know, 80 years, 100 years, something like that. And I decided to do this video because I was on Tackle Warehouse and I saw that Arbogast came out with new Hula Popper colors and like just revamped baits. I don't know how long these have been out. I just totally stumbled upon it. They are super cool looking baits. I mean, just like totally high-end paint jobs with super cool tail feathers on them. It's called the Hula Popper 2.0, so they revamped it. It's got sharp hooks. I mean, super cool colors, like I was saying. The one that I'm throwing is I think they call it Coach Dog, something like that. It's orange, black, and yellow. I don't know that it would matter. All of these colors look like they'd work. But the tail feathers on them have been completely revamped. Color scheme, the hooks are super sharp. Paint jobs are great. There's literally no reason why people shouldn't be throwing this bait on a regular basis. It's been around for so long that we know it catches fish, but it has become a joke. Like, guys, you go to the ramp, what'd you catch them on? A Hula Popper, and guys are just joking about it. But the reality is they catch fish super, super well. Like, I'm guilty, guys. I haven't thrown one in probably 20 years, and I'm doing the video because it's always frustrated me. You know, it's a bait that I've always loved to fish. When I was younger, I've caught so many fish on it, and I wanted to show the viewers that it still catches fish. You know, I haven't been out long at all. I've caught several fish at this point. I had a couple of bites that I missed. It's a really good bait to generate some strikes. I do want to point out it's a little different than some other poppers that I fish. I like to give it like a harder thrust pull. Like I'm not really twitching it as much. I'm more of giving it a hard pull. And it's a little different because I'm also fishing in current. But this is the bait where, you know, guys talked about throwing top water, you twitch it, let the ripples disappear. I mean, that's basically what this bait is. Now I don't have quite the luxury with the current that I'm in, because I got a pretty stiff current, but I'm still giving it more of a downward pull to give it that really good kind of that bloop sound. And that's been what's generating the strikes. If I give it a little twitch, it doesn't walk the dog, it doesn't do anything. It's a straight popper type bait. But I really recommend checking out these new colors. I'll put the link in the description, but they're so cool. I just had to order it. You can order individual, or they've got that 4-pack that I just showed you. So obviously I ordered the 4-pack. Let's catch some more. Oh boy. Come here, Mr. Smallmouth. You like the old Hula Popper. These new colors are really nice. Nice, close to 2-pounder, 1 3/4 pounds. Oh, that looked like a good one. That's a decent one. Current is ripping. Come here, we're just gonna bring you in here. Come here, that's it. Probably a 2.5. Nice river smallmouth, good healthy fat fish, right around 2.5 pounder. Eating the old Hula Popper. Should be one right there. Got him. Didn't even have to twitch that one. I have no idea how big he is. I don't think he's real big. No, but he's a fun one. Not a bad one. I love when they do that, when they just come up and pop it. You can see in that cast, guys, that one, I mean, I landed underneath the grass, never even twitched it. That's one of the keys to this river fishing. Let me get this guy under control. Another nice quality river fish. Ooh. Almost lost that one. Get the pliers. Okay, nice 2-pound fish. Okay, a couple of things I want to point out with this river fishing. That cast I landed under that grass clump up there, super key. You've got strong current here. Your area of getting bit is much smaller on stronger current areas, meaning that fish is tucked in tight to an eddy or a specific location. So if you don't land close to them, you're probably not going to generate the strike. You know, you've got the current taking your bait past, which ultimately means that your bait is being swept out of the strike zone in a much faster rate than normal. So it's really important to put your bait right on the bank or right into your eddy. And sometimes you have to make multiple casts to that same spot to generate the strike. because that fish isn't ready the first or second time. But the third time it comes by, they're more willing to bite it because they're in a better position, or your bait made a better presentation. So like a lot of my casts are like that. I'm actually stuck on a little root and I can pop it free right there. Hopefully. Well, that one I might be stuck, but that's part of the game here is I'm willing to get stuck, this is the first time I've actually been stuck, but I'm willing to get stuck knowing that I'm putting my bait in the position to get strike. Because if I'm not within, I say, 2 feet of where that fish is at, in river fishing, you generally won't get the bite. A lot of times they won't come out for it. And a lot of times too, you got cut banks here. That's the other thing I should point out. There's a lot of different targets in a river like this. You've got cut banks so the fish can get up under it, so you need to be where that cut bank is. You've got lay down trees. A lot of times where the roots are is going to be a little undercut bank, or you've got a current break because the tree is sticking out. And then you've got sand drops. You've got potential for trees out in the middle here that are current breaks. Lots of different potential current breaks that the fish are going to sit in, but that's really where they're going to be. They're going to be behind some sort of current break. Like you can see my bait's moving much slower on this little bit of an undercut bank. And that's where you want to be positioned. You know, one of the biggest issues with river fishing for a lot of people is they get stuck, they get deterred. You know, you've got to make good presentation because you've got all these trees that are just being pushed in the same direction from the current. So your bait is, you know, and there's a tree right here I'm probably going to hit. I don't know if you can see it running off like that. But those are all things that create obstacles, but that's where the fish are. So you know you're going to get stuck. You got to have the confidence to make that cast. Not to toot my own horn, but I feel very comfortable casting as close to the bank as possible, even with a treble hook bait like the Hula Popper. Because if you don't make that cast, you're probably not going to generate nearly as many strikes. I'd say you have a 2, maybe 3 foot window from where that fish is sitting. And if you don't land in it or keep your bait in it, you're not going to generate a strike. How did I miss that one? Got you that time. It's a nice one too. Big one. Came back for it. Holy smokes, he's got that thing way down there. Oh, I just broke my rod, guys. That wasn't cool. Golly, come here, fish. You don't think they like that Hula Popper? I gotta get that thing out. Broke my rod. Well, not the way I want to end the show, but I'm gonna do it because I broke my rod. Battery on the GoPro is about ready to die anyways, and I think what I showed you guys is the Hula Popper is a great bait. There's no reason you shouldn't be using it. And check out these new colors. These things are amazing. So if you want a Hula Popper, don't let people joke around about it, because it still works wonders, as you can see. And yeah, I'm bummed. That fish got it too good and I broke a rod. So thanks guys, I appreciate you all watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned. We'll have more good videos coming out daily.